being a broke leader is the worst thing you can do, because you're over here preaching to these guys that you can make $10,000, $20,000 a week, and then they're looking at you like, why are your socks ripped?
All right, so it's been a minute since we got into the industry together, man, and then a discussion that's long overdue. We haven't had a chance to literally sit down and just be able to catch up. Man, I do got a couple questions I've been wanting to ask you and pick your brains a little bit, get a better understanding. I never really got a chance to like really know your story, man. So like before you got into this industry, and as an industry leader, like what was your plan for success? Because you know some people have aspirations to be rappers or start business and stuff like that. Like, what was your plan for success?
Gotcha. Before I do even get into that, I do want to appreciate like you coming out here. I know that I reached out to you, but it's kind of like for the same reasons, right? You've done amazing things within the industry. I seen you grow. You know, I saw whenever you came into the business. I saw the person that you were, and I mean, you were just a kid full of energy. That was the one thing that I noticed about you, right? But to watch you go from that kid full of energy to now leading a bunch of kids full of energy as well, and then showing them the ways and just developed into the men that you are right now. I wanted to, I was like, you know what? We're two top dogs in the industry. I can honestly say that. We're probably one of the biggest leaders within this industry, whether it's door to door, we work for different companies. We grew up with the same mentor. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to chop it up with you. Kind of like you said, pick your brain, see what you're doing right, see what we can improve, and then also bring awareness into the industry. I do believe that a lot of people have like a bad perspective about the door-to-door reps. If you're not in the game, you're thinking that these guys are just, out there annoying the fuck out of people, not making any money. But then when you really like look deep and then you see some kids that are, 18, 19 years old that are making well over six figures, then you got to start to wonder like what's really going on. And I want to bring awareness to that. But I joined the industry when I was 20. I was about to be 21. And I went to Evolution Academy, which is like a credit recapture school. So for me, college wasn't in the way. Like it wasn't in my plans. It wasn't in my vision
at all.
No, not at all. Sports. I mean, I love basketball, but I wasn't, the tallest guy in the world either. And then I also wasn't the fastest, so sports wasn't a thing for me. If I'm being honest with you, I grew up in a family where your whole entire job and your whole entire reason for being here is just to survive. That's kind of like the difference. I didn't really have no plans, bro. Let me just survive. That's mainly it. So when I met Tim, which is our mentor, he kind of like changed my perspective and changed the way that I view things.
How did you get into the industry? Like, did you apply? Did you come across somebody?
Crazy part about it, I actually applied with Tim or with Just Energy when I was 16 or 17, and then they never called me back, but I didn't even know what I was applying for.
Wow, 4 years later?
Yeah,
you got into
like 4
it?
years later. I had a buddy of mine that was doing really well, and then he told me about it, and I was like, man, if you're telling me that I can make $1,000 a week, like, why not? Like, let's run it. I joined, I met Tim, I loved his style. Like, I've never really met somebody in a suit that was just full of energy and just, how he carries himself. I just fell in love with it, bro. I 100% fell in love with it. I got my first check and it was $2,000, and I've never seen that much money in my life. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna run with this and I'm not gonna look back, because I had nothing else to go back to. It was just plan A just magically appeared, and I'm like, I'm running with that.
Man, it worked out, man, because you got into it and changed lives. What would you say, I guess, is one of the most common mistakes leaders make earlier on in their career?
As soon as they become a leader, they believe that their people are working for them instead of the other way around. So they start thinking like, I'm your leader, you should listen to me.
Like a boss.
Yeah, a boss, you should listen to me. I need you to do X, Y, Z. And if you look throughout history, any single empire that ruled with an iron fist, they did well for a certain amount of time until the people got tired and they said, man, you know what, fuck off. We're going to take over. Versus the people that actually gave people a choice and led them, it became a much, much bigger empire, and it actually lasted a whole lot longer.
Started serving people.
Serving people at all times, Like, I look at my guys and I'm like, yo, I work for you. Tell me what you need me to do. How can I help you? How can I guide you? I'm going to ask you to do certain things, but it's for the betterment of you. And if they feel that about you, they're never going to want to retaliate, because there's nothing to retaliate to. All you're doing is serving them. Right? So then you get to keep people around, you keep them happy. And then the other thing about it is, like, if you're forcing somebody to do something, they'll do it as long as you're looking. But as soon as you turn around, they'll go back to being lazy. Versus if you can attract somebody to do something, right? they'll do it just because they want to do it, because it's for the betterment of themselves. It's not for the betterment of their leader.
Yeah.
The worst thing that you can do is like, hey, go make me money.
Yeah.
Right? Nah, go make yourself money.
Right.
And then let me know how can I facilitate for you to go out there and make some money.
That's good. That's good. What would you say is the biggest thing you wish you would have done earlier on as a leader?
Two things. Duplicate myself as fast as I possibly can, and not be afraid to work with people that are better than you. As a matter of fact, I'm either on a search for somebody that's better than me at certain things, or I'm trying to create somebody that's better than me at certain things. You know, a lot of the times, especially when you're a rookie leader, you're looking at this and you're saying, yeah, you know what? I just want to work with people that are either less intelligent than me or less capable than me, because then I have something to teach them.
Yeah.
But a leader is completely opposite. They look at, you know, all the pieces of the puzzle and see which one fits the best, and puts that plan to action and puts that plan in motion.
Okay.
See, you don't have to be the best at everything, but you have to be competent at every single aspect.
Right.
I got reps that will destroy me in a door-to-door battle.
Yeah.
And I got appointment setters that will destroy me in setting up appointments as well.
Yeah.
But I'm competent enough where I can give them advice, but then also humble enough to take advice from them and then apply those things. So like if you can duplicate yourself and have somebody help you build an empire, or have somebody that's better than you at certain things and help you build that empire, then you got a well-oiled running machine, and it's gonna make your job a whole lot easier, which means that you don't have to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck doing everything yourself. You became a leader so you can have a team around you. Yeah. Right? Not so you can do everything for them and have them praise you like, oh, this guy is, you know, the big boss. Yeah. Right? So duplicate yourself and search for somebody better than you at everything. Yeah. You know? That's your real guy. That's your prodigy.
Yeah. That's real. That's a genius, right? Like you can go fast by yourself, but you can only go so far. And then with a team, you can go fast and far at the same time. Like I like to reference a story with the Eiffel Tower. The guy who built the Eiffel Tower wasn't a builder. He wasn't an architect. Like the guy had a vision and he put all those pieces together. He didn't lay down the foundation of it. Like he put the whole team together to build this historical, you know, monument. So that's huge.
It wasn't all him, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't all him at all.
There's that other one, and I think I saw it in the movie where they were, I think Henry Ford, and they were asking him in court, like, how do you do this, or what is this, and what is that, like very specific details about the car. And he just answered him like, I mean, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, but I know what phone number to call of the man that knows how to do that. Yeah. You want me to get him in here? Yeah. You know? So it's like, put everybody together, bro.
Yeah. You know? That's huge. Coach Julio. Nah. All right. So after you achieve a high level success, not just financially, the tangible items, the house, the car, but also the wife, the kids, throughout all that, there's a point where you can get real complacent. And how do you keep yourself grounded and also constantly developing past success?
That's a really good question. I think first off and foremost is going back to the first question that you asked me, like, what was your plan of success? I had none, right? So then for me to be able to even be here is just a blessing, right? And then just remember where you came from, because remember, you know, the feelings, right? Because the feelings is what's going to drive you. Right. So remember the feeling of not being able to buy that shirt, not being able to buy those shoes, not being able to buy food whenever you wanted to. You know, the feeling of driving down to work and then your car breaks down and you don't have $100 in your pocket so you can get a tow truck. Wow. Right? So remembering all those times where like you had absolutely fuck all, and then looking at yourself and seeing what you've been able to accomplish and saying, you know what, I never want to go back to that place because that place sucked. That place was shitty. You know? And then the next thing is like realizing that no matter what level you get to, there's somebody out there that has more. So you made $1 million, cool. There's somebody out there that has 2. There's somebody out there that has 10. Okay, you bought a fucking Lamborghini, you bought a $400,000 car. There's dudes out there driving a fucking Bugatti. Right? And like that itself should genuinely piss you off, not because you're hating on them, but because you haven't accomplished that and they have. And they probably accomplished it at a younger age. Like, what is it that they know? What is it that they're doing? Are they working harder? Are they working more efficiently? Did they got a better team? What do they have? And just constantly
so there's another level that you're aspiring to.
Yeah, there's always the next guy. Right? Like one of my favorite cartoons was Dragon Balls, and just because it didn't matter who he beat up, he was always looking for the next guy. Like, where's the stronger guy? You know what I'm saying? Like that was his whole entire motto. And as long as you have somebody else that you're, you know, trying or something else that you're trying to achieve, it's kind of hard to get complacent because it's like, all right, I got this. What's next?
Next level.
Yeah. Why am I gonna get complacent here? There's more. Like, you know, if you ever play video games, you didn't just pass the second game and then you replayed it over and over over and over and over again. I mean, the second level, you like went to the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh until you finally beat the game. And then after that, what? You're bored with it.
Yeah, play the next game.
Yeah, you throw that shit away and you play the next game, right? You're gonna get challenged.
Yeah, that's real.
So figuring out, remember where you came from and remember there's somebody out there doing better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like how you said you remember those painful moments and those emotions that you felt. That's powerful, right? Like a lot of people don't want to go back and reminisce on hard times, and because it don't feel good. It don't feel good to think about those moments where you were hungry, where you wanted to go out and buy something to eat, but you couldn't. Carbo down, you didn't know what the hell you were gonna do. Like, it does not feel good going back to that place mentally, but to recycle that pain to drive you, like, hey, don't go back.
Yeah.
Never again. It's a non-negotiable. It's powerful.
There's two main motivators, right? It's pain and gain.
Yeah.
Right? So you can be motivated to gain something, like you want the new Lambo, but then you can also be motivated by the pain that you felt when you didn't have it.
Yeah.
So it's like pain and gain, right? Use it to your advantage, whatever you feel like you need at that day.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll get complacent, right? Because you've already gained it all. So then you need to use pain for that, right? And sometimes when you're going through the shit where you're not motivated because you feel like you're not advancing, then you got to put a bigger target out there. You're like, you know what? I'm in the middle of a pile of shit right now, but I need to be able to like look up a little bit to see what the future holds.
So if you can go back and change one decision in your career, what would it be and why?
There's probably 1,000,001 decisions that I could potentially change that were mistakes, but I most likely, if I had the chance, I would not change any of them, because those bad decisions that you made you go through some bullshit that got you stronger at a certain aspect, right? So if I went back and changed it all, then I wouldn't be the man who I am today.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be mentally tough. I wouldn't be physically tough. I wouldn't, have that grit in me. There's chaos involved, and I'm just sitting in it like
chilling.
I'm calm.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like this is where I'm about to shine.
Yeah.
There came a point in our business where we had a 300-man army. Selling electricity contracts, and if you remember that storm that happened, a lot of electricity companies went bankrupt. That's what we were like banking on, right? The 300-man army, they all quit on me because they didn't want to do solar, and we were left to 10.
So you had a storm pre-COVID, man. You had to...
Well, we had COVID and then we had the storm.
Wow.
Right? But then while everybody was freaking out, I'm like, you know what? This is gonna teach us something. This is gonna make us better. And I can almost guarantee you that if we were to fast forward this part of our life, a few months later, we're gonna come out on top and we're gonna come out successful. And everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, everything's going to shit. Like, why are you so calm? Why are you not nervous? Why are you not tripping? And now it's like anything can hit me, and I'm like, nah, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna control the controllables. And what you can't control, fuck it. It is what it is. Why even worried about it? So if I was to change anything, I wouldn't have that type of mentality. So probably nothing, bro. Like,
that's real.
Run it.
And then what would you say is the one principle or philosophy you follow that you believe separates top leaders in the industry versus rookies?
Don't miss a single door and don't miss a single day. Because right now you don't have the skill. Right now you don't have the experience. Right now there's a lot of things that you don't have. And what you're really relying is on luck, right? And you never know if that door or that day is gonna be your lucky day. If you're there every single day and luck strikes, boom, that's a blessing, right? So just work your ass off every single day. Like, whenever I had to flip products instead of doing solar, I went Monday through Sunday for the first 3 months. I kid you not, you can ask anybody. Monday through Sunday, the first 3 months, 9 to 9. I ran up $100,000 my first month, and the appointment setter that was with me helped them run up 100,000. So in reality, we ran up $200,000 together. But we were going Monday through Sunday. He was with it.
So you got it down.
Yeah, till I got it down. Because then you get double the experience, right? So then, like, you learn things and you expedite that learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking you 4 months, it took me 2 months. Right? Really, it took me the first week. After the first week, I'm like, yo, I'm an expert at this. And he was with it too. He was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. We're gonna run it this way. And my whole philosophy is like, if you're gonna set some appointments for me on Sunday, you better be out there on Sunday with me too, or I'm not going to your appointment. So he's kind of like holding each other accountable. But just, bro, work your fucking ass off. $200 a day. See what happens. There's no way you're gonna lose. You can suck.
That's the beauty in our industry, right? Like, it's okay to suck. And you can compensate for the suck by the work ethic, right? Like, you can control the controllable, you can control the activity when your skill set is low. And as your skill set improves, what people tend to do, they tend to fall off on the activity. Right? They stop knocking as many doors and they hit their same number, and their numbers never improve because they're going based off the skill. But if you multiply the skill times the work ethic, then you blowing everybody out the water.
100%.
Yeah.
Not only do they keep the same numbers whenever their skill goes up, I usually start to notice that their numbers actually starts to dip. Because then you go out there one day and you get a deal in 10 doors, and you're like, you know what, I could do that tomorrow. And you were so happy that you got home at 5 p.m. that you want to do it again tomorrow, but then tomorrow's not hitting like that. You know, your lucky door came within 10 doors, but tomorrow your lucky door might be on door number 80. I notice rookies start here. First week they're killing it. Experience hits. And then they start declining. So
I think they got to figure it out. All right. So if you had to start from scratch, no money, you have none of your contacts. What would be the first 3 steps you would take to build a business back?
Could I get on social media?
You know social media? Yeah. But you have no followers.
That's cool. But I can get on social media.
You know social media.
All right. Number one thing, at the point that I'm at, and for whatever reason I have to start from scratch, that means that I fucked up somewhere. That means that my mindset went to shit somewhere. So the first thing that I would do is I would look at all the door-to-door companies that's out there, and I would see which company has the more winners inside that company. The people that are making money inside that company. And then I will go and interview them, and I will see what that environment is like. Because I need somebody to get me out of that shitty mindset that I have right now. And if I can surround myself around winners, then eventually it's contagious. You know?
100%.
So if I can go to that company where everybody's killing it, everybody's competitive, and get me back into that zone, then that's the company that I'm gonna go with. And then on top of that, I will focus first on increasing the amount of money that I have in my bank account. You know, I would hustle my ass off to get to 100,000 as quickly as possible. And then I'll start building other people. Because you can't be a broke leader. Being a broke leader is the worst thing you can do, because you're over here preaching to these guys that you can make $10,000, $20,000 a week, and then they're looking at you like, why are your socks ripped?
You can't get a substance with confidence. And eventually they start to come off in your energy. What you're preaching is not coming off with confidence. And
you're telling me to go to work hard, and they'll notice.
Eventually.
And they're quick to check you. They're so fucking quick to check you. Even when I got it, my reps would still check me. You know, like just 3-4 weeks ago, I had one of my reps told me, you don't know what it's like out there anymore, old man. And I was like, oh man, all right, bro, come on.
Strap on the boots.
Strap on the boots. Went on the blitz, challenged them, right? And it was pretty even. Like I went out there and I got 5 sales. He went out there and he got 4 sales. Right? But then after that, I called him and I was like, bro, did you say that I already know what it was like out there? And he was like, you right, pop your shit, bro. So I mean, they'll check you real quick.
That's real.
Especially door-to-door reps.
That's real. Don't play. What I find is that when you are leading and you have that confidence and the money in the bank and you make the money and things like that, you're not dependent upon anyone. In the business, right? The moment you become dependent upon your team, the moment you lost your team. Right? Like you depend upon them to not just make your money, but also keep you afloat. Then now you're doing things out of desperation. You're saying things out of desperation. You're compromising, tolerating bullshit when you normally wouldn't. Right? So that's super key as a leader to line your bank account.
You're allowing bad behaviors because you can't afford to lose them.
Right.
And eventually that cancer is going to spread.
Exactly.